Mike's dead. Nathan James, Kim Dracula, and in this moment tonight at the Midland Theater. Chuck was trying to give me the business. I was like, I don't know. Tuesday night, brother. I don't know. I do want to see Kim Dracula, though.
Didn't you just go out on a Tuesday night last week, or was it Wednesday?
What, are you keeping track, Mama?
I'm just impressed with your school nights.
Oh, I'm professionally irresponsible.
You're way better than I am. Celebrating birthdays today, baseball great Ryan Howard's 45, actress Jodie Foster's 62, and tomorrow President Biden turns 82.
As Joe Biden eyeballs the end of his presidency, here's hoping that he ends on a high note and that his service to this country holds sway. But then again,
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him in...
That's easy for you to say.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
Happy birthday to President Joe Biden.
In news this morning, President-elect Donald Trump confirmed that his promised mass deportation plan will include the use of military resources. Trump went on his Truth Social and wrote "True" in all caps and exclamation points in response to a post which read, "Good news. Reports are the incoming @real Donald Trump administration prepared to declare a national emergency will use military assets to reverse the Biden invasion through a mass deportation program," end quote. Trump had repeatedly promised on the campaign trail to conduct the largest deportation in American history. Malcolm X's family is suing the federal government, alleging the feds played a key role in the civil rights leader's 1965 assassination. 3 of Malcolm X's daughters filed the suit on their own behalf and on behalf of his estate, claiming the CIA, FBI, DOJ, and NYPD all participated in wide-ranging conspiracy behind their father's shooting death. Family claims these agencies also engaged in a decades-long cover-up after Malcolm was gunned down February 21st, 1965 in Manhattan. Malcolm's family claims that the CIA, FBI, DOJ, and NYPD were aware of credible threats against his life leading up to his assassination, but they did nothing to stop the murder. Family claims former head of the FBI, J. Edgar Hoover, directed federal agencies to illegally surveil Malcolm X and actively conspire to reduce Malcolm's protections, leaving Malcolm vulnerable to an attack they believe Hoover knew was imminent. And they claim witnesses were manipulated with false facts as they allege the feds concealed evidence that they had known about the assassination plot. According to a new survey, just 42% of Americans are planning on hosting during the holidays. That includes 1 in 5 who plan to host friends and family for the first time ever. A study of U.S. adults who celebrate the winter holidays found 59% consider hosting guests a tradition of theirs, while 41% actually prefer creating new traditions instead of following old established ones.
Oh, and there's nothing worse than I know you do it. You call it Friendsgiving, don't you?
Well, I've had
I'll
that,
neck punch you right in the I'd punch you right in the neck.
Years, but yeah.
Only a douchebag calls it that. It's stupid. Thanksgiving is about your friends and your family. That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Calling it Friendsgiving is stupid.
Or clever.
Dude, there are moments when I find it amazing I don't karate chop him in the throat. Like, considering our proximity, considering where we stand, like, it's just like, you just go, that's it. That's it. All you hear is him just go,
It's I don't use my voice for a living or anything.
clever.
From over here, I find it funny to watch and him just naturally pop up and say, yes, I may have done this. Yep. But the effort behind advertising or whatever screwy idea it's been about Friendsgiving works on him.
That's right.
He's the target, and it works.
No, the weak-minded always fall for it.
His lady probably celebrates Valentine's Day. Now you with me?
I know. Valentine's Day. Oh, Jesus Christ. All it has to do is rhyme, and there's an entire generation that'll buy into it, man. Oh.
Did you not know?
That's not real.
Yeah.
It's not real.
Yeah.
I wish I could say it wasn't.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
All the single girls get together. Yeah.
I'm an old school traditionalist in this fashion. I believe, even though I don't celebrate Thanksgiving properly, I believe Thanksgiving is the time when you get together with your family, your friends, your relatives that you've avoided the entire year, and you burn the whole thing to the goddamn ground. Everybody fights, somebody cries, mom's upset, but yet, here we are. Yeah, it's Thanksgiving again. So much family I never want to see again. Can I just have some turkey without getting enough? Is And the cops are coming for the football game's on. Yeah, it's Thanksgiving again.
I just wanted to have a meal with my family, and you people have ruined it.
Oh, good God. Come down off the cross. We need the wood.
I'm never doing this again.
Don't tempt me with a good time. That's Thanksgiving, my friends. That's what it's all about, right?
Strays in your house are what I feel Thanksgiving's supposed to be.
100%, man.
All the others that have been banned from their own houses and families all come to your house.
Yes. Yes, that's Thanksgiving. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a drunkle, a bigot, people you've never met, some strays that end up in the whole deal. Occasionally it can be heartwarming and fun, but for the most part, it's a time to dredge up old family issues. Watch someone cry, someone scream, someone yell, someone's never coming again. And if you're really lucky, you get the added entertainment of a 911 call, possibly domestic violence. Certainly somebody goes to jail. Welcome to the show.
I do wonder from law enforcement side and from God bless you listener side, how many people have had the cops called or they've called the cops on somebody on holidays.
Oh, this is a great phone. I'm telling you, what time we got here? We got time, Jake, right?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, no. Let me show this to you. Allow me to share this with you, Nick. Because I don't think you've ever been here and we've opened it up for this. If you've seen somebody go to jail, if one of your family members has gone to jail on Thanksgiving, during Thanksgiving, here's the number, 913-586-7989. 913-586-7989. Where are we sitting, Jake? I've got some tickets. I can afford the best call, most interesting call. Can take a pair of tickets for it. Yeah, you would be absolutely amazed how many. My mom almost called. I'm just trying to think about how many times we got close. We've never had a cop in the house on Thanksgiving. But I can tell you, there was a couple times when my mom threatened to call the police because.
And was it one of you or one of you fighting with like cousins or someone that was there as a guest?
It was brothers. It was going straight at it. Yeah, it was going straight at it, man. Like almost erupting into it.
God.
But I've seen cousins go to jail. I've seen domestic violence go away. We live in a time of political discourse where it is the ugliest possible discussion you can imagine. And people love it. They troll each other. They look for it. They try to get it out. It doesn't matter. This is the year of the Trump side, right? So this is the year that the gloaters sit at the table and they just start to poke.
I was just thinking a lot of poking the bear this holiday season.
Poke the other one. Poke the other one. And that's what you do, right? Had a Democratic president won, then it would have been this poke.
Yep.
This poke, and the Trumpers would go crazy. But this is your year, people. You Trump people, this is your year to taunt, to hassle, to poke, to mock. Oh, my God. By the time the cranberry comes, there's nothing but tears, people. Like, it's going to be golden, dude.
Oh, let me taste your tears. Your tears are so yummy and sweet. Oh, the tears of unfathomable sadness.
Oh, and push it. Push it until there's domestic violence. Push it till old issues come back to the front again. What you did to me, Mom. What happened with Dad? Who had an affair? Who's coming out? Who's now gay? Who's now a boy? Who's now a girl? Who's wrong? Who's right? Who uses a racial slur? My Uncle Bigot used to roll in, and God rest his soul. I think it's a rule. He was a good human, but he came from a different time, and he wouldn't use like hard N-words, right? He would say blanket stereotypical terrible things. And as a kid, I'd be like, you, Dad.
How is it we knew?
He's a bigot.
You're right.
Uncle Bigot. Like,
every once in a while, someone who you love in your family and the nicest, sweetest, and then all of a sudden it
say
floats
he was nice
out.
and sweet. We knew who he was. I'm just saying he wasn't the hard, like, Klan member type.
Sure.
He just came from a time when he felt stereotypes were perfectly acceptable. He also used to tell my father nonstop to get me drug tested. Which, I'll tell you, he wasn't
Fair.
He wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong. Hey, Austin.
Hello.
What's up, man?
Good morning, Johnny.
What's going on?
Oh, so yeah, back in like 2016, 2017, I had two uncles get over a turkey who got it first. Cops were called. Somebody hit it. Somebody hands were thrown, and
Well, hold on. What was the issue about?
They were, they were both, intoxicated, and yeah.
Hold on, but I'm sorry, dude. I couldn't understand you. What were you fighting about?
My two uncles were fighting over who was going to carve it first.
Come on.
I've heard of that.
I don't believe this. Come on, Austin.
No. I swear.
Lay this out for me. How does it go down?
So we were sitting at the table, and they are already pre-drinking. That they started.
Sure.
The thing was at like noon or 1. They both start pre-drinking about like 9. They're both really raging alcoholics.
Mm-hmm.
And they were to the point where they couldn't even walk, and then they were just like, "Oh, I'm going to carve it." No, I am.
And
yeah. And then the cops were called, and then the cops were like, "We're not doing this," and then they both, went on their day.
And who went to jail? By the way, have you been drinking, Austin?
No, nobody went to jail. Nobody went to jail.
Right.
They almost did. They both almost did, though. The cop was like, "You can't calm down. You both are going to go spend the night in jail." And
did they stay for dinner then?
No. The family kicked them out. They haven't been to a Thanksgiving gathering in a couple of years now, so I wonder why.
You maniac, Austin. All right, listen, hold on a second. You stay right there. Hold on. You got Austin's number, Jake?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Let me get through some news. We'll take a couple more calls. 913-586-7989. Hold on.
NASA has growing concerns about an ongoing air leak on a Russian section of the International Space Station that has been going on since 2019. According to Space News, Bob Cabana, a former NASA astronaut who now chairs the ISS Advisory Committee, raised the issue during a meeting last week, saying while the Russian team continues to search for and seal the leaks, it does not believe catastrophic disintegration of the PRK module is realistic. NASA has expressed concerns about the structural integrity of the PRK and the possibility of a catastrophic failure. It said the Russians believe that continued operations are safe, but they cannot prove to our satisfaction that they are, and the U.S. believes that it's not safe, but we can't prove to the Russian satisfaction that that's the case. Doctors are warning men that they may be about to suffer difficulties in the bedroom due to a weather-related affliction known as winter penis. The phenomenon describes
What are you talking about?
how male genitalia shrink when the temperature drops as a result of restricted blood flow to the area. Not only does this lead to a size reduction of up to 50%, the reduced blood flow to the area can make it more challenging for a man to maintain an erection. Problem happens because the body prioritizes blood flow to more important parts of the body in the cold, such as internal organs. While most men who experience winter penis will find it only occurs briefly and occasionally, it can be far worse for those with underlying ED.
Winter penis.
Winter penis.
Well, listen, we all know a good frozen day thickens. It is what it is. What a nice warm bath. Or I'm sure my uncle used to say you could always soak it in cider. Shut up, Galentine.
Thousands of homes in the Kansas City metro area were without power last night as the region was under high wind warning. Evergy's outage map showed more than 13,000 customers in Kansas and Missouri were without power, including some areas outside the immediate metro region. Additionally, over 1,500 customers were at one point without power in Wyandotte County. That's according to BPU. National Weather Service recorded wind gusts as high as 61 miles per hour at St. Joe Airport in Missouri at 7:42 last night. Missouri wildlife authorities are investigating after a hunter killed a mountain lion. According to the Missouri Department of Conservation, the hunter was deer hunting in Iron County south of St. Louis over the weekend when he killed the cat. Firearm deer season started last weekend in Missouri. Let's see. In music news, Trans-Siberian Orchestra made history this past Saturday in Denver as they welcomed their 20 millionth ticketed concert attendee during their matinee performance. Chuck Brabant, a dedicated TSO fan, was the lucky 20 millionth fan. His ticket scan earned him and his family front row seats and an exclusive TSO merchandise package. The occasion also coincides with the 20th anniversary of TSO's The Lost Christmas Eve and the milestone of surpassing $20 million in charitable donations. For each ticket sold over the years, $1 donated to the foundation, bringing TSO's total contributions to over $20 million. course, TSO plays 2 shows, T-Mobile Center, December 7th. Mike Tyson earned $20 million just to pretty much jump in the ring with Jake Paul, who pocketed a reported $40 million. The Celebrity Net Worth website estimates that Mike Tyson's now worth $20 million. Basically, the former heavyweight champion, they're saying, who's once worth $300 million, needed to take Friday night's fight because he was broke. Some say Jake Paul hosted it as like a quiet charity event for Netflix. In his post-fight press conference, Jake admitted to going easy on the 58-year-old, saying, quote, "I didn't want to hurt someone who didn't need to be hurt." By the way, Mike Tyson's butt has caught the eye of a porn site. Netflix viewers watching the build-up to the fight obviously caught a look at Iron Mike's ass after he did an interview. And now Cam Soda wants to offer Mike Tyson $250,000 to show it off for 1 hour on a live webcam show. Cam Soda's VP says, "I understand this offer may be a far cry from what you just raked in from that fight, but let's face it, maybe it's time to hang up the gloves. I think this offer is a perfect way to still get in front of people and perform in a different and less strenuous way." Side note, Tyson did turn down a $100,000 offer from them a few years ago. And finally, a Florida dad who loves snakes and his kids is getting a lot of attention because he lets them all sleep together at night. The man who lives in Fort Lauderdale owns 200 pet snakes and has turned his garage into a serpentarium. His collection includes exotic breeds like green tree pythons, Amazon basin boas, and Bellini pythons. He even has 2 venomous species. He insists the snakes are all well cared for and obviously getting a lot of love and attention from him and his young kids who are 9 and 5 years old. Children are allowed to keep some of their favorite snakes in their bedrooms, and they sleep with them at night. The dad insists that the kids are safe and that they know how to properly handle the snakes. He understands there are people who are critical of his parenting, including many of the neighbors who aren't thrilled living near hundreds of snakes. I'm Nycki Pace for the Johnny Dare Morning Show on 98.9 The Rock.
Listen, we have a few minutes. Let me jump into another call with this is Clyde. He says on Thanksgiving his daughter went to jail. Clyde.
Yeah.
What's going on, man? You're on the air.
So I was getting ready. We're getting dressed to go eat. My wife and daughter got into it over some boy she wanted to bring. So in the middle of me getting ready, my wife comes through to tell me that they're arguing. The daughter comes after her. They get in a fist fight. They both end up hitting me when I'm trying to break it apart.
How old's your daughter, by the way?
Like 18.
Okay. And
I have twin daughters.
Have they ever been in a fist fight before?
Not like that. No, not like.
So it's Thanksgiving Day. She comes and says, "Hey, we have a problem. One of the daughters wants to bring her boyfriend, and you don't want her to bring him."
Right. So they start fist fighting over it. I get hit by both of them. My other daughter comes in to attack that daughter. That one leaves. So my wife's like, "You need to go after her." So I have no shirt on. I got blood on my face. Someone calls the cops. The cops come. They don't even ask what's going on. They see my face, and then they automatically take her because she's acting crazy. But she did go to jail, and I wasn't going to bail her out. So,
and this is on Thanksgiving Day.
Yes, sir.
So, well, then, did you have other family coming over? Did they know the story? Did they have to explain it, or was it a closed family?
They didn't at the time, but they did when they got there.
And how long did they hold your daughter?
I want to say for a few hours because I think my wife sent the boy that actually started the whole thing to go bail her out. Because I said, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
So, by the way, what happened with the boy? Did she end up with the guy or no?
No, it was a few months and then that passed. You know? And
has she been to jail other times, by the way?
Nope.
Oh, that's the one time. She
learned her lesson, I think. That's why I wanted to leave her in there. So,
Jesus Christ, man. Dude, that's Thanksgiving in a nutshell, is it not?
Yes, sir.
How often do you remind her that she went to jail on Thanksgiving? Every Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I like to bring it up every once in a while. You remember the time that boy started that whole fight? He hit me in the face.
Dude, good times, people. Hold on a second. Stay there.
This is the Johnny Dare Morning Show.
The Johnny Dare Morning Show.
On 98.9 The Rock.
Rock weather today, much nicer. Partly sunny, going to be a high of 56. Low tonight, 53. And then Wednesday, sunny and windy. It's going to be a high back up to 50. Currently, it is 49 in Grandview and 50 in Lenexa at KQRC Leavenworth, Kansas City.
Alice in Chains, Man in the Box. 49 degrees in Kansas City. It's Johnny Dare, Nycki Pace. It is Tuesday. Sons of Bitches on our way to Thanksgiving. What is that? Next Wednesday. Next Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And you are bailing out, correct? You're bailing on the family. You guys are staying in town.
I think we're hiding. I believe we're hiding.
You ordered deep dish pizza from Chicago?
I have not yet, but that is my intention by the end of this week, yes.
You've got family?
Oh, yeah.
Galentine? That's my favorite new term for
I
it.
cannot believe that one just tickled you.
Yeah.
I never
My
heard
girlfriend
of
has done that before.
Galentine?
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I've heard like Singles Awareness Day, which acronym is SAD.
I love that you don't think that this is really out there. And it's absolutely out there.
If I'm single on Valentine's Day, and no way will I ever think about it, and there will be no thought whatsoever. If I were to think, I would think, good God, I escaped this one again. Like,
yeah, I just wouldn't celebrate it.
I don't celebrate. I don't want to.
You don't celebrate it anyway.
I know. No, it's absurd. Gallant, you guys, and the fact that your girlfriend does Galentine's.
Well, she has.
And then what is SAD?
Singles Awareness Day. The acronym is SAD.
Google any of these, you're going to get some results.
We're just doomed.
For real.
Doomed, and doomed.
It's like a parallel universe from where you actually operate.
Oh,
and it's there.
We are doomed. I'll sign up for Steak and BJ Day, but
Steak and BJ Day.
But
that's about it.
That's where I'm out on everything.
It's BJ and Bros.
I told you in the other room, like I didn't think Galentine's. It's been only like 2-3 years ago. I didn't think it was a real thing. And I was looking at movies on demand on the TV, and it'll give you the different, horror, comedy, whatever. And it was in February, and it had Galentine's Day selections, and then they were all like lady rom-com.
Yeah, just sad ladies.
Yeah, just sad ladies who can't find a man to complete them.
But those girls have each other.
Oh my God, that's so bad. I'm not against. It's a pretty much guaranteed going to get laid day. I find that for some, it's all you got.
Yeah.
Your birthday's already passed. The
birthday anniversary.
Right.
I mean,
God bless.
I mean, there should be solid days when you take mercy on him, young ladies.
Help him out.
Christmas, you should get laid. I feel like New Year's Eve, you should get laid. Valentine's Day, you should get laid.
Somebody's in the car going, no, I got none of these days.
What about Arbor Day? Like, whatever, President's Day, Columbus Day, I don't care.
It's not that difficult right now. He's suffering from winter penis.
I feel like I'm watching society just circle the drain. And I'm not that upset by it, I'll be honest. I'm amused 90% of the time when I find out there's, what is it, Singles Awareness Day?
Singles Awareness Day.
That's not a joke.
Instead of Valentine's Day, some people do Singles Awareness Day.
That's not a joke.
That's a joke.
No,
it's not a joke.
It's not for years. People have done it. On social media, I was like, "Oh, today's Singles Awareness Day."
I've never wanted to die alone more.
Need no man.
I've never wanted to die alone more than I do right now.
You've seen people and what they celebrate on Facebook or anything else.
Look, I'm a fool. I like to go out and do everything. Like I'm great. Like I'm an idiot, right? I'm gonna go, and I don't care whoever wants to make fun of it. I like parades. The New York City Macy's Thanksgiving Parade.
Yes.
Absolutely, goddamn ridiculous. It's a giant, peanut. It's Snoopy, inflated,
Minnie Mouse this
15
year.
stories tall. It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow guy. It's just amazing.
It's all the things you loved as a kid coming to life.
But the point is, I didn't realize we needed more ridiculous stuff to celebrate.
Well, you want everyone included. That's what you're forgetting.
That's it. We're inclusive.
Well, why couldn't you go to the goddamn parade? Sad. I mean, why can't you be like the rest of us and just masturbate on Valentine's Day?
Because they want to be miserable. They don't want to they actually want to be miserable. I think
some people actually.
I think actually some people want to be miserable.
This is part of you people.
You people. That's right. You miserable people.
You
single miserable people.
But your girlfriend does Valentine's Day.
She hasn't for years.
Because of you.
Because of me.
Because you completed her.
I saved her.
That's right.
Catch.
Butker. You gave her purpose. Of course, it is kind of true. She is kind of a handmaid's tale in the sense that you were the only one with any money in the relationship.
That's actually true.
Yeah.
I'm the breadwinner. Yeah.
Except with the exception of you getting to make the rules. That's you're halfway there.
Boy, it got real for a second.
You're halfway there.
Today is Tuesday, November 19th. Celebrating birthdays, actress Meg Ryan, 63, actor Adam Driver's 41, and media mogul Ted Turner is 86.
Ted Turner was one of the first media moguls of the cable television generation. And with his billions of dollars, some would say he's a man among men. And I don't know what his bigger sin is. Once being married to Jane Fonda or creating CNN. Happy birthday to media mogul Ted Turner.
In news this morning, an ex-Army officer has been sentenced to 51 months in federal prison for assaulting police officers during the January 6th riot at the Capitol. Edward Richmond Jr. struck officers with a baton inside the Lower West Tunnel leading to the Capitol, yelling, quote, "We'll break you mother effers," end quote. They, by the way, as a side note, said the tunnel saw some of the worst violence of the entire riot.
Did you say he was a police officer as well?
Said an ex-Army officer.
Ex-Army officer, sorry.
Richmond pled guilty earlier this year to a felony count of assaulting, resisting, or impeding an officer with a deadly weapon. Back in 2004, Richmond had been found guilty of manslaughter in a court-martial for, quote, shooting a handcuffed Iraqi cowherder. He spent 3 years in military confinement and was dishonorably discharged. More allegations of sexual misconduct against Attorney General nominee Matt Gaetz have surfaced. This time he's accused of paying women for sex. Attorney Joel Leppard represented 2 women who testified in the House Ethics Committee investigation into sex trafficking allegations against Gaetz. According to him, both women told lawmakers that Gaetz had paid them to have sex with him. In addition, one of the women said she witnessed Gaetz having sex with a 17-year-old, possibly corroborating testimony given by the now 24-year-old. However, the attorney's client said that Gaetz didn't know the girl was underage, according to them allegedly, and stopped the relationship until after she turned 18.
I had this discussion with P. Hill last night. They got fairly robust.
Okay.
Because he just got back in town. I go, "You've been watching the new appointments?" I go, "You got this Matt Gaetz guy, Attorney General. He's in no way qualified or educated enough. He doesn't have the experience." So, and again, this isn't, remember, P. Hill's dyed in the wool Republican.
Okay.
And we've been dear friends for a very long time. And then we were talking about RFK, who's not a doctor, being in charge of the Department of Health.
Sure.
Then you've got what's the guy's name that's going to be the SecDef?
Hegseth.
Hegseth is going to be who for Army National Guard. God bless all you weekend guys, but he has absolutely no ability and no experience by anybody's standards to lead the greatest military force in the history of the known world. Now, as we're having this discussion, P. Hill throws out, my head almost popped off and less splattered on the wall. He goes, "Well, I think that the president is just going to try something new. Everything else has been tried, and it's just see how it goes." And I go, I was like, at that point, I go, "You know what? I think I should be a brain surgeon starting tomorrow." Like, why not?
See how it goes.
Let's see how it goes. It could go great. But as God is my witness, he tried to sell me. Listen, I think he's just trying to put things out there that have never been tried before. I go, that's what you're going with, huh? That's what you got.
It just hit me. You are now house divided. How they talk about spouses house divided.
No, not at all. No,
But
you know how our discussion ended? He said, "I have to poop."
Right.
And then he pooped. And he came back out. We watched Walking Dead for 2 more hours.
See, you're the perfect example how a house divided should operate. You may not have the same beliefs, but you still operate with respect and
I don't care.
bathroom breaks.
I know who he is. He's a good person, man. And how he votes doesn't bother me, man.
Authorities in Iowa found 56 pledged blindfolded in the basement of a fraternity house. Iowa City Police responded to the Alpha Delta Phi fraternity on the University of Iowa campus after reports of a fire alarm going off. When officers arrived, they found the fraternity pledges in the basement, blindfolded with food splattered on them. I'm truly shocked that there's any hazing still going on after all the different bus-ups.
No, but the kind of people that want to be in fraternities
I'm just
the
amazed.
kind of people that elephant walk with each other and spank each other's bums.
We didn't do that.
Yeah. You know, sure,
We didn't do that.
Oh, those gays are terrible. Get over here and put your mouth on it.
We just sang in a group. That's
God bless. 2 thrill seekers ended up hospitalized yesterday after they became stranded for more than 2 hours on a malfunctioning ride at Knott's Berry Farm. 2 riders were among 22 who were suspended in air on Soul Spin, a ride that sends guests up to 6 stories in the air as they rotate independently on one of 6 spinning arms. Theme park officials confirmed the ride experienced technical issues. Maintenance workers were called to the scene to get the ride moving again. 2 hours later, they were successful. They did say that one person required a wheelchair while getting off the ride, but the theme park official said no injuries were reported. The Pentagon's latest report on UFOs has revealed hundreds of new instances of unidentified and unexplained aerial phenomena, including a recent near miss involving a commercial plane and a mysterious object near New York. The Empire State Close Call was among 757 cases of UFOs reported to U.S. authorities within the past year. In that case, the airline crew had reported to the FAA that its commercial plane had a near miss with a cylindrical object while over the Atlantic Ocean just off the coast of New York. Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office is still investigating the incident.
Did you see, this is, by the way, not a UFO. Did you see the news story about the Southwest Airlines getting drilled by the bullet on the
Yes, I remember if we got to that one yesterday or not.
Yeah. And then I saw the headline last night, and I couldn't get to the volume fast enough, but it had it plural. It said bullets. So I was like, and I wanted to find out, see if you can find that out.
Well, who
Was
got
there
shot
more
last
than one?
week?
There was a Southwest in Dallas, Texas, was getting ready to take off, and they said, yet last week it broke that they took a bullet, but then I saw, again, plural on the runner that ran across the television, but I couldn't get to it fast enough to find out if it was indeed more than one bullet and where it was shot and how they knew the plane got shot. That was the other thing I had not been able to get clear about.
Last week, it was a different airline that I think I told you about near Haiti, and those were gang members.
That was Spirit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was part of the plural.
Listen, I'm talking about America, so just stay on target.
Why do you hate Spirit? They're not quite bankrupt yet.
Yeah, because I've flown Spirit, that's why.
Thanksgiving travel is expected to be at an all-time high next week, with AAA predicting nearly 80 million Americans to travel 50 miles or more for their gatherings. That number is 1.7 million more than last year's record travel and 2 million more than 2019, just before the pandemic. 71.7 million are expected to travel by car, and a record 5.8 million people plan to fly to their destinations. Most popular domestic destination this year, Orlando, Florida. AAA says the best time to hit the roads for the holidays is, of course, Thanksgiving Day, when there will be limited traffic.
Jake, is your son coming home for Thanksgiving?
He's coming home for a couple days at Thanksgiving and then maybe a couple days around Christmas, but he's got to work.
Dude, I'm telling you, and if you're going to travel, the one thing I've learned is do not take a flight that's got to stop in the middle of it. You either take a direct flight and you either get on your plane in Kansas City and you make it, or you don't. But you don't have to leave your city and then end up in a city you didn't want to be in.
Right.
Too many times I've fallen for this business. You get a direct flight and you either leave Kansas City or you go back to your house. But, once you're in the air, you're good to go.
Always a direct flight, and what we've learned from him flying so much, go get clear or TSA pre-check or whatever. It will save your life.
Yeah, no, that's if you're gonna F around on Thanksgiving and you're gonna try to get somewhere, you better be ready for that. And you guys are not braving it this year. You're going to St. Joe. You got family. You got a kid coming in from Orlando.
We're gonna stay here. Yeah.
Greg, does anyone care about you?
We're staying in town.
Who's we?
Kate and I and the kids.
Where's your son?
He's going to Michigan to see his girlfriend.
You're mooching on to someone else's family again.
Yeah, well, that's, you know me.
What about your dad?
He doesn't want to do anything this year. I was like, come over and have dinner. He says, no, I'm going to sit and watch football. I'm like,
hey, dude, listen, I'm going to give you what you already know.
I know. I'm going out there.
Good man, because dude, you know.
Yeah, I know.
There's only so many.
I know.
All right, love you.
I'm going to actually ask another question. Is he still meeting ladies, making friends?
No, not lately. He's been pretty. He has not been feeling himself lately. So.
Okay, all right.
We need stronger boner pills.
Yeah.
Everyone's fighting winter penis. This gal, hang with me on this one. A married Missouri substitute teacher is charged with offering money, booze, and weed to students in exchange for sex. The 30-year-old woman in Dixon, Missouri, would pay the students to keep quiet about the encounters, which occurred from August 2023 to September of 2024, in return for sex or allowing her to perform oral on them. One of the victims claimed that she, who has children, by the way, forced him to ejaculate inside her. That person said it was effed up. She then allegedly offered him more money. The woman, who formerly taught at the Dixon R1 school district, would have sex with the students, allegedly, at various locations, including her home, on the side of the road, even gravel roads, according to police. One boy told police officers while he was in middle school, she asked to have relations with him. He said that he first met her when she was a substitute, and she gave him her Snapchat contact information, then started sending pictures of her breasts, but along with her nude in the shower. The alleged predator then offered a student money in exchange for sex, but told him to keep his mouth shut. Victim stated that she told him not to talk about it, or else they would both get in trouble. Then she would typically pay the students $100 to have sex with her or let her perform, as I mentioned earlier, but also paid them in alcohol and marijuana. In one encounter, she smoked weed with one kid, and her friend showed up, another former school nurse. That woman, by the way, the main woman, dropped her friend off at a home and then took the boy to McDonald's because her husband was at home at the time with their kids, according to police reports. She's now been arrested this month and being held on $250,000 bond.
Are you like me? Is your double standard radar going off? Because I'm like, wait, hold on. Boys are getting laid.
Well,
cash prizes.
Again, not an attractive woman.
No,
but would I have accepted a mouth hug for $100 and some McDonald's with weed? Yes, I would. And I'd have said thank you. See you tomorrow.
Yes.
A former U.S. Postal Service mail carrier in Missouri has admitted to stealing retail store rebates. The woman pled guilty to one felony count of embezzlement of mail by a Postal Service employee. The 59-year-old admitted she took rebates issued by Menards from the mail. She was assigned routes in central Missouri, including the areas of Moberly, Huntsville, and also Jacksonville. Prosecutors say she stole more than $1,100 worth of rebates from at least 20 customers.
Oh, that's real because they become in a very specific envelope, and you get X amount of money back. What is it, 11% right now? That if really? when I bought my building, you get 11% back. So it's real money, and it's real gift certificates, and it's real rebates.
Yeah.
And man, people out in rural worlds spend a lot of money in Menards, man. Yeah, you start spotting that. That's a pretty smart scam.
For the first time all season, the Chiefs were unable to find any late-game magic, and of course lost to the Buffalo Bills on Sunday. Game highlighted Kansas City's offensive inconsistencies, but the Chiefs have a chance to earn their 10th win of the season this Sunday at noon as they travel to take on the 3-7 Carolina Panthers. In music news, Sammy Hagar announced his Best of All Worlds tour, which will now launch in 2025 as the Best of All Worlds tour, The Residency. It'll be at the Dolby Live at Park MGM in Las Vegas. Tour will reunite Sammy with Michael Anthony, Joe Satriani, and Kenny Aronoff with a new Only in Las Vegas set list running April 30th through May 17th, 2025. The residency will showcase Sammy's career-spanning hits from Montrose, his solo hits, and he'll deep dive into the time he spent with Van Halen. More information can be found at livenation.com. In other news, evidence found in Sean Diddy Combs' jail cell, according to prosecutors, suggests he has influenced a witness in his New York sex trafficking and racketeering case and is trying to blackmail others. They say that he has sought to avoid federal detection by using three-way calls and other inmates' phone access codes. In a motion that was filed at the end of last week, federal prosecutors say Combs was using secretive methods to contact outsiders from jail. Evidence gathered shows, quote, the clear interference with the defendant's goals is to blackmail victims and witnesses either into silence or to provide testimony helpful to his defense. Allegation is that more often seen in the mob trials or Mexican mafia-style cases, they say. In a motion filed yesterday, Diddy's lawyers contend that what investigators actually seized from the cell was attorney-client privileged material, including handwritten notes by Combs. And finally, in South Carolina, they recently had monkeys on the loose. Now it's a pair of emus. Well, most of the 43 monkeys that escaped from a research facility had been captured. Wildlife officials in the state now are looking for 8 more and a pair of emus named Thelma and Louise. The owner of the large birds went on to social media to plead with local residents to be patient and also to warn them that the birds, quote, are feral and not trained like the ones we have in the house. He added that they are very elusive, and if emus were that easy to catch, they would be home already. I'm Nycki Pace for the Johnny Dare Morning Show.